Amen. And
Amen.
welcome everyone.
What's up, money men?
Several men.
Welcome to Several Men.
Welcome.
Just kidding, it's just penitent and also Ben.
Yeah. It's fine. We're obviously feeling a little bit goofy, but we are ready to lock in, of course, to our wonderful finale of season 2 of Project Solar, our cyberpunk show here on the transmissions. Thank you for being with us and coming along on this journey. It's been a wild ride, and it will continue to be so. I'm your humble referee, storyteller, evil overlord AI, Emily. And I will be running the show today with my she and they pronouns that I forgot to mention. Yeah, if everyone would go around and remind our audience for one last time this season who we are, who we're playing, what the vibes are.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan.
Starting with
I use
Satan.
any pronouns. Whatever fits the bit, I don't care as long as you're respectful. You don't want to know what happens if you're not. And I'm playing Viper, who also uses any pronouns, and they are our local fixers who can kill people with one punch. So I strive to be that.
Hi, I'm Emma, humbly on the internet. I use they them pronouns, and today I am playing Zero, who is our techie rat dad and drama. I hardly know one.
Good evening, everyone. I unfortunately have tech issues this evening, so I don't have a picture. But it's okay, I'm still here. I am and continue to be penitent. I use he and they pronouns, and I will be playing Cleve, who uses he, him pronouns, our netrunner and occasional mass murderer. Don't worry about it. It's totally chill.
Okay, you've been trapped in the net for your crimes.
Yeah.
Hello, I am Milo. I am they, he pronouns. I am also a high clay. They are they, them pronouns. I'm not humble.
Let's go. Amazing. Just some general trigger warnings for the show if you're new here or if you are have forgotten the kind of themes that we covered today. This takes place in a very not unlike our own world's capitalistic hellhole of a dystopian future. The environment's in a rough place. There are a lot of people simply struggling to survive and make ends meet and put into kind of a rough situation, doing things that aren't necessarily always the most morally scrupulous just because they have to survive. So there's a lot of themes of state violence, police violence, homelessness, struggle against just an oppressive force. Considering that we're going to be starting today's session with a roll for initiative against the military of the government, those state violence themes might come into play today. Please, if at any point, anything that we come across makes you need to step away, please feel free to do so. We have safety tools that we use. We have check-ins with each other to keep ourselves safe. So do what you need to keep yourself safe as well. That's your right. Getting into the recap. Yes, it has been quite a season. We started off with dealing with literal nuclear fallout. The United Incorporated government dropped a literal nuke onto Project Solar, this hidden community whose crime is living off of the grid, using renewable energy, not being a cog in the capitalistic machine and trying to resist that, for which they were punished pretty severely. They also are harboring quite an advanced AI known as Gaia. which is extremely illegal, obviously. Yeah, our our runners discovered that there were some survivors in this community, and getting there was not as simple as it might seem. They had to find a safe path through the nuclear radiation, through several layers of police blockade, and through air air support and military backgrounds, and navigate a whole interconnected tunnel system. It was a wild ride. You should check it out. But despite all the complications that happened along the way, the most interesting complications were, I think, the interpersonal complications that happened along the way. This was not an easy emotional journey. We had um, a run-in with one of Zero's old enemies, Nylon Jeff, who has since been beaten up, died of radiation poisoning, and his body stripped of all of its useful cybernetics. The installation of these said cybernetics was complicated and incomplete, to say the least. Seriously injured Zero. Our medtech high plate decided to take matters into their own hands and try to complete that surgery on Zero while he was sleeping. That didn't go super well for Zero's mental health, as one would expect when lines of consent are crossed in such a manner. Consent is important, folks. Cleve himself, due to some struggling levels of humanity and some just a sense of hopelessness, filled with rage, filled with a desire for revenge against the government, did maybe send quite a strong message to the government by rigging up a factory to murder all the people inside of it, which again wasn't not didn't make Cleve the biggest, like everyone in the party, the biggest fans of Cleve post that. So we are together. We are here. We have gotten to Project Solar, but one can hardly say that we are fully gelled, fully happy with one another. Our wonderful fixer Viper has been doing their absolute darndest to be a force of glue, keeping everyone together and keeping everyone in check and checking in with everyone. But there's a lot of hurt feelings. There's a lot of trauma. There is a lot of chaos within our little party, and almost no time to address any of it, as we are here at the outer gates, essentially, of the remnants of the base of Project Solar. We're just rounded the corner of a tunnel, have been talking to Mantis and some of the other guards here, and rapidly approaching, heavy footsteps, at least fairly sizable squadron of military police heading y'all's way. We have not quite gotten to see what their numbers look like, what their forces look like. But the situation is clearly escalated to the point where I am going to ask everyone to roll for initiative, please.
Oh boy.
Yay!
I'd also love to outsource
Oh,
the rolls of initiative for. I would love someone to roll an initiative check for just the good guys, the Project Solar NPCs, as a like unit. And I'd love someone also to roll initiative for the cops. And I think it would be funny if I made Cleve roll for the cops because that seems like the most fucked up thing that I could ask for. So I'm
A
gonna do
little.
that.
Okay.
Why
So
the
that's
fuck did I
going to
get
be
an
a...
8?
Yep.
Ooh, because you rolled a
You
They were in
one.
order.
one.
Yeah. We have gone in order accidentally. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
Aw.
fun. Love that.
What's their modifier, Emily, for the horrible scumbags?
It's whatever your modifier is.
What? Oh man, that's not good. I'm actually good at this.
What's your modifier?
Mine's +8.
Oh, you have the best
Jesus.
modifier. Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm the fastest of on paper. Ah, beans.
Oh no.
That's okay. They're going after me.
They might, in fact, be going after you.
I can roll
Oh
for
god.
the good guys if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7 will
that
do.
works.
It's better than 6. Why is Viper so slow?
Because
Yeah,
I'm too
Viper.
heavy and have so
Too
many
strong.
muscly guns.
Yeah,
I'm too
just
strong.
simply
Fuck,
too
dude!
ripped.
I'm being
Hold
weighed
on.
down by my massive balls.
There you
That's
go. They're both going at the same
Uh-oh.
time. Oh no.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I feel
Okay,
like a
does
plus
the
8
Viper
should
has
take it
the
over.
better
I
Yeah.
was going to say the
Yeah.
front sword
modifier,
people
yeah.
should go first because they're pure of heart and they're not burdened down by their sins like the cops are.
True. Yeah.
One would say that they're taking one extra moment to consider if they should do what they're doing, which the cops are not doing. So the cops have the advantage there. Also,
Mhm.
just that's what the difference between a +8 and a +7 is, by the way, in case anyone was wondering, is morals.
Yeah.
Anywho. 0 is up first. I just want to describe, just make sure that we're clear on the layout of the situation
Yes,
we're in.
please.
We have just come around a sort of curved hallway leading to this entryway. This entryway is a sort of natural choke point that leads into through like a doorway, like a standard size, like one person at a time doorway. Potentially more people could squeeze through, but definitely not at like a rapid pace. Definitely not at a way that's convenient for like for moving in and out of rapidly. It is a natural choke point. We
Yeah.
are further inside. It is a sort of a small room and somewhat narrow hallway leading off deeper within. I want to say that this is probably about maybe a 15-20 foot hallway that opens up further within into some sort of medium-sized room. It looks to be, I mean, you guys haven't gotten super deep within, but it looks to be almost like a cafeteria of sorts.
So every
Like,
entryway is a one-person type of entryway.
yeah, yes, they're like
So
standard,
we're at the
like
end of a corridor. They're
the same
coming
kind
down
of
our
door.
corridor.
Yes.
Yeah. Door and then room.
There aren't a lot of like branching paths. This is like this curved hallway leads to this door, leads to your small hallway that leads up open into, again, you guys haven't fully gotten inside yet, but it looks like from what you can see, it looks like the main room that they've been like holed up in, and then presumably further in there may be pathways to like deeper within the facility, but
Okay.
from what you know so far, that's what's
Okay.
going on.
So curved hallway. There's
I
a
drew
doorway
it.
which leads to cafeteria or leads to hallway which leads to cafeteria.
Leads to hallway, which
Hallway,
leads to
door,
cafeteria.
Okay.
hallway, cafeteria. Okay. So
Yeah.
I am gonna try to give other people because 0 has more kind of vibes of assist and utility rather than being necessarily heavy hitter with a weapon, although he's done not bad when he has had to shoot people. What I would like to do is, as we hear them, I'm assuming everyone is we're all to attention with each other. I'm going to try and wave at people so that I'm not verbally saying this is happening, but I'm going to try and show everybody, cover your eyes, while I release a flashbang grenade that I'm going to throw to where the cops are, because I'd like to create that effect for the cops so that anyone who does need to dip out or get away or whatever, or set something up, has the opportunity to do so. So if I can, try to tell people to cover their eyes, and then kind of, if I can, rig the grenade to go, because I'm assuming it doesn't go as soon as it leaves your hand. It has to like land and then go off. I'm gonna try to like throw it against the wall so that it ricochets down their corridor and bangs where they are, to create a little bit of shielding for anyone here who's not quick enough to close their fucking eyes.
I love that.
Yeah.
I drew
I
what I
believe
thought
there
it would
is a
look like for
role.
my help, so just in case.
So there's not like
Is there not like a throw role?
well, I wasn't looking at skill, I was looking at actions, of
Oh,
which there
sure.
was not necessarily, but there is use item, I suppose, but I don't know that that's use an object. Like that doesn't
That
yeah, no,
seems
that's not really a role.
slightly.
Stabilize, light melee
No, there's
weapon,
a
assault
throw.
rifle. Is there a
Actions and
throw?
brief. There's a throw. Yeah. Throw a grab. Well,
Oh
throw a
yeah,
grab
oh so I
opponent to
see
the ground
Yeah,
throw.
or throw an
under
object.
combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see throw.
It
Okay.
does say in it, Dex Athletics plus D10 to throwing a ranged weapon
Yeah.
underneath in the second paragraph.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna do the throw because I'm not necessarily trying to attack with it. I'm just throwing the item. Pray for me. My plan after throwing it is to turn around and start to run down the corridor, because I'm assuming some people might be doing so. And I have Heelys, so I can run fast. Oh no. Okay.
Hmm.
4. Okay, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that was a crit fail. That was, yep.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm kind of traumatized. So I'd like to think I go in with the full intention of like what my action should be, and I fumble the fuck out of it.
Flashbang
Yeah.
yourself.
Possibly.
Do you happen to offhand know the flashbang mechanics, or no? Because I'm assuming it's some sort of like Constitution saving.
Let
I
us
mean,
see.
obviously in this system.
When using this
Some sort
ammunition,
of
you deal
body
no
roll.
damage with your attack. Any hit by your attack must instead attempt to beat a DV15 resist torture drugs check. Anyone who
Solid.
fails suffers the damaged eye and damaged ear critical injuries for the next minute. You do not take the bonus damage for the critical injuries.
Before I ask, I would love for everyone, because you did give everyone a warning to cover their eyes.
I did, yeah.
I'm gonna be kind and give an extra layer of checks here. I'm gonna give people a reflex check to see if they're able to close their eye, heed your warning before this grenade does in fact you very successfully, you're like, great, I'm gonna bounce this off of the curve wall. I've calculated the trajectory perfectly. I've calculated the angles of the curve. It's gonna bounce and it's gonna land over there, and you throw it and it just like happens to hit like the handle sticking out of something, and it bounces back towards you guys instead.
Cool.
So if I could get just a reflex check from everybody.
I do hope it's only me that gets fucked over by this. Do you want me to do reflex as well? Because it was my own warning, so I feel like I almost don't want to let myself do the reflex roll, because
I feel unfortunately as if your body was busy doing a throw.
I'm busy. I'm in panic mode right now.
I
Okay,
think
I'm
you
not thinking
are
straight.
going to be having to do the resist.
Very incorrectly. Yeah, of course.
Roll.
I very incorrectly tried to have Zero do something that isn't related to tech. So, you know.
True. Y'all are all good as far as the reflex check goes. I'm gonna roll for your allies. I think that is sufficient on average.
Just
yeah,
me.
so none of you guys need to, just Zero really is going to
Yay.
roll this resist drugs / resist torture roll, which notoriously Zero is super good at.
Yeah. I'm so good at this, everybody.
So good, in fact, that you need to crit to pass the DC, the DV, if I am not mistaken.
Yeah. Because we've established normally, in normal circumstances, Zero doesn't want to resist torture. He quite enjoys it. Nope. Even
Jesus
worse.
Oh, yet
Christ.
another one. Okay, a -6. So
How?
Zero.
Because I'm
Zero's
only a
starting
plus
off
3. I rolled a
really
1
strong.
on my first roll and then a
Yeah.
10
Literally
on
the
my
worst
crit
roll you
fail.
could make.
It couldn't have got any worse than that. I'm getting them out early, okay?
Might not
So
survive
that
to get
is
them out later.
pretty significantly bad.
Yep.
Obviously you're temporarily blinded as
Yep.
per what a flashbang does.
Sure
I
am.
think even more so than this, like, I think unfortunately this is like, I'm not gonna get too, this is just putting you in a bad mental space.
Oh, yeah. I've just triggered myself.
You've just triggered yourself. I think you're gonna be stunned for a little bit. I think you're gonna be sort of like basically incapacitated for a moment. Like, you're not falling over, but you are just like kind of stunned, standing still in place. And yeah,
Peace
we'll
out.
we'll check in on you next
In a few
turn.
rounds time. Well, it's a whole minute, so
Indeed. Yes. That's great. Love
it's
that for
fine.
you.
And
We'll see what happens.
yeah,
Up
fights are not where I
next,
shine anyway, even when I'm rolling well.
Cleve, it's your turn. Disaster has struck. It is your turn.
Yep.
It really has. So, just so I'm clear, because I confess, me, penitent, the player, doesn't have the best visual sort of memory. They're coming towards us from effectively up this top corridor. Can we see them at this point? Like, I know
They have not
Zero just kind of
quite
through
rounded the
this
corner.
right. Okay. That's totally fine then. So what I would like to do then is try and find some cover and just take aim at the and just try and pop the first cop that comes around the corner.
Wonderful. You're welcome to do so. There's definitely cover like within this doorway. I think you're able to take cover. Like, you're able to tuck in around the doorway in the point that you're not actually blocking passage, like, for someone to run. It's definitely making it so, like, before maybe a couple people could squeeze through if they really tried. I don't think more than one person can fit through now. But you're not blocking the doorway. And you're not waiting for particularly long, as the cops' turn are literally right immediately after your turn. So as they start to charge around the corner, you're welcome to take your shot as I describe sort of the forces that arrive. These are most definitely not standard cops. They're fully in like full body armor, not wearing radiation suits. You would imagine that they would have had to have been protected from radiation to get down within here, but seemingly those effects are not persistent down to this point. They are in full military regalia. You have people with assault rifles. You have people with what appear to be rocket launchers. You have also the whirring of several drones following behind this squadron. And there are many guys. Like, the stream of guys is not going to end this turn. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
But you're able to take your shot at the first person who arrives. Looks like it's someone with literally carrying a bazooka.
Cool. Yeah.
Feel free to take your shot.
That's a terrible roll, but I'm okay at shooting.
16. Double checking. I think that will hit. Just based off of the range. Yeah. this is close enough range that that will hit.
Cool.
you
It's a good
want
job I'm good
to-
at. I do spend time at the like weapons range.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Do you want me to roll damage then?
Yes, please. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, that's okay. I just want to double check. Oh, that's kind of the most average roll possible in many ways.
Short. But it's definitely definitely a hit. I want to say put a big crack into this guy's helmet. The definitely changes momentum immediately. Like presses themselves against the curved wall, tries to take as much cover as possible, but not fully able to in time. Obviously, this is like a reactive thing. They are still going to take their turn, as well as several of the other soldiers are going to be taking their turn. So a lot of fire comes in, pointed at a lot of you guys. Some's going towards Cleve, some's going towards pretty much some is going towards everyone. Normally I would have this be like a contest or I would actually physically roll, but it turns out that it doesn't actually matter because a bunch of fire comes in towards you guys, and including again rocket is launched out of this bazooka. Pretty point blank, pretty close range. Kind of a dangerous range to fire a bazooka. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, it's fine. Before you guys have time to like pray to whatever god you believe in or anything like that, or
I can't even see it.
fully process that like they are shooting a bazooka at my face. It crashes right in front of you into a green translucent plasma barrier that springs into place as these objects come into place. A lot of impacting, a lot of just like crackling electric energy, as what seems to be a larger version of the personal defense barriers that you guys have does spring into place, does protect against this round of barrages. However, the by the end of this like round, there are cracks forming in the plasma. There are clearly this is not like an infinite resource. Clearly, this is something that if they just keep holding down the trigger on their weapons and keep firing, they are going to break through. Honestly, looks like pretty rapidly, but you guys are not exploded. And you are able to, you and the soldiers are processing this information, taking it into account, and are going to adapt as things proceed. But that's the cop's turn. For what it's worth, those members of the defense here, looks like there are people who are just sort of like running further in. The sort of non-combatants are running further in. A few people are setting up sort of like a flanking fallback position where they're like standing at either side of the internal door between the hallway and the cafeteria, looking to sort of provide cover from back there of any like advanced charge. There are also some people that are far enough forward, Mantis included, who are just taking shots at the cops. Some damage is taken, some people are getting hit. It looks like this protective barrier is one way and is allowing bullets to pass outside of the barrier, just not inside. So yeah, that's what's going on as far as the NPC's turns go. Up next we have Viper, I believe.
Me.
Yes.
I have Molotov cocktail.
Hell yeah, brother.
That I would like to throw first. I would assume it's a throw.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Actions. So definitely out of sorts, but try and think quick on their feet. They're like, oh, you want to play that game? Let's play that game. I'm gonna use two luck. Two luck. That just adds 2 points to my. I keep asking this all the time. To my
That's
thing,
2 to your
right?
roll.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just
Yeah.
a flat +2 to your roll. I don't think Demiplane like calculates it, so you just have to add it
19.
manually.
Yeah.
That is sufficient, certainly.
Okay. So
That sets the area on fire.
yeah, I want to throw it in the like the same idea that Zero had. But instead of like, oh no, I can't see, it's like, oh no, I'm on fire, you know?
Yes.
And I believe it does 5d6 damage, so I'm gonna roll that.
Oh yeah.
Um
That's pretty good.
that's pretty good. So it's a total of 15 damage to them. And they are moving to stand in front of Zero.
Sure. Awesome. For what it's worth, cops, soldiers don't look super happy to be on fire. There's a lot of a lot of people stop firing into the shield and start like stamping the ground that is on fire underneath them and looking to there's some internal conflict of should we move forward out of the fire, should we back up out of the fire. It's a lot of like instant reaction. Hard to know exactly what will happen in this exact instant, but initial reaction, wonderful. High clip.
Cyclade is going to take out their rifle, and I'm going to try and do an aimed shot.
Ooh, fun.
Specifically, I'm
Which
going to aim for someone's head.
nice.
So an aim shot, let's look at the rules. I take a -8 to my check if I use up my entire action to take a -8 to my check. But if it works, if I multiply the damage that get through your target's head armor by 2.
Yes, indeed. Pretty good.
Let me
If
see where I
you are
roll.
able to hit.
If I am able to hit. There's probably a skill for it that I need to look for. There isn't. Is there? I'll just take it away manually.
I think if you go in the drop down, you can change it from manual to aimed, but it's cool.
Yeah, well, I can't be asked. So that's a 9.
That's a 9. A 9 is not going to do it. That would be enough. Had you not done the called shot, at the range that you're shooting from, the DC is like 16. But
Ooh.
from this angle, I think it even like nicks someone's helmet, but just not gonna pierce through, unfortunately. How are you positioning yourself?
Like just peeking out, like the little shield thing, like just above.
Okay. But still standing out in the like main front hallway. Okay. Awesome. Wonderful. That top of the round, Zero, you're hearing a lot of noise. You can't really make a lot of sense of what is happening, although
No.
some instinct tells you that Viper is nearby.
My
Not
mommy senses are
sure
tingling.
Yeah.
if it's like a instant, like you're like, realistically, it's probably that you like recognize Viper's scent in front
Yeah.
of you, but really, I like just realistically, it's probably like a subconscious recognition of pheromones.
Yeah.
Just being real, but like,
Sure.
Pheromone. Whoa.
I know that's a
Okay.
really romantic way of putting it. The
I
chemical
can tell
reaction
Viper's
of
alpha
true love.
pheromones. Mm.
Yeah.
Um,
I know that I
something inside
can't.
of you is telling you that
Yeah.
you're somewhat safe.
Because I'm very stunned and not able to do anything. I wonder. I feel like he's gonna drop slightly to his knees. Because the thing is, when you are completely blind in a flashbang sense, especially because your hearing kind of gets rattled as well.
Yes.
That level of disorientation when you know there's danger around you can often lead to falling over.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna do actually the sensible thing of dropping down kind of to his knees, or at least one knee, to lower his center of gravity, and then he's going to instinctively reach up to where his hood is, and kind of hope that that Fritter is gonna would communicate with me if I was in imminent danger of something coming to me. So I very much drop myself down and just kind of surrender to hoping that people keep me safe, and that's all I can do.
Indeed. I will say, despite the I think despite your full access to your senses and full situational awareness, I think there is like a distant part of your brain, like the constant technical minded part of your
Yeah.
brain that's just like, oh, interesting, something's hitting a plasma shield. That
Yeah.
just like, oh,
Well,
interesting.
there's
There's
an
a
energy
so,
shift.
you have
Yeah, like a
some
change in air
sense of
pressure.
like,
Yeah.
there's that, and like just like you're like, oh, I've heard that, but it's like smaller.
Yeah.
Oh, it almost feels like not you.
Yeah.
It's like so dissociative and dry in this moment that is
Yeah.
very emotional, but like I will give you that because of your
Sure.
background.
Just try to become one with the machines.
Yeah.
Just in a Yep.
Indeed.
All right. That's all I can do.
Okay. Cleve, what you up to?
So tell me about the floor. Is it currently on fire?
Floor is currently on fire, yes.
Okay, so that rules out my first truly ridiculous plan. So I'll go. I'm gonna. I won't do that because that's not helpful to me at this moment in time. When the floor's not actively on fire, though, well, maybe I've got a different plan. But
I almost want to say it's not, just to see what that plan would be. But it is.
I mean, I suppose the
it is
question
still
is
fully on fire. Yeah.
this person who was right in front of me that I shot that had a bazooka. How close to me is he, or them? I should say. I don't know their pronouns. This person, this cop that tried to shoot us all with a bazooka. How close to me are they? And are they currently on fire?
They're at the very front edge of the fire. I want to say that they're maybe just a handful of yards away.
Cool.
And probably moving forward out of the fire just because of how forward they were positioned to begin with.
Cool. Then what I would love to do is I want to try and rush them, and try and grab hold of this person, so that I can try and wrestle the bazooka out of their hands.
Hell yeah.
Because I think that
go
would be
ahead
really
and
helpful, given how many people that were fighting. That having some sort of explosive ordnance might be helpful.
yeah, man. I love that. Go ahead and roll. I believe it's an athletics check.
There's a grab.
Or grapple is a specific.
It's Dex plus brawling plus detail.
Grab. Yes.
I'm going to spend 3 points of luck for this.
Awesome.
Oh, there we go. There's a 25.
Ooh.
Let's
Ooh,
go.
that's pretty good. Wow. I'm like, should I even roll? I rolled a 2 on the dice. I don't need to do math about it. You get I think this person is like so focused on like putting themselves out and trying to like simultaneously press themselves as like try to find cover in the very open space that they find themselves in. This is not they were fully like you can tell that they were fully expecting like I'm gonna go in with a bazooka and then no one's gonna be shooting me and it's gonna be great. So like this is not what they were prepared for. I think they like barely put up any resistance at all. Barely see you coming. Their response is like almost more to protect themselves than to protect their weapon. And like a weak attempt at holding on as you grab it fully out of their hands.
So I think what I'm trying to do is what I'm probably actually trying to do is trying to knock that out of their hands and then I'm wrestling with them. So again, open to other people. So obviously I'm in a grapple, right? That's something else. I've got another idea for potentially next turn. I should clarify that. That's on me.
Oh, solid. So yeah, I think you're able to like wrench it out of their hands and like slide it, like goes sliding across the ground. I'm gonna say due to just like the sheer amount of success that you have, it's going to make it through. It sort of like the barrier sort of like ripples as it passes. It does pass through the barrier. Um, the border between like what it's going to let in and what it's not going to let in has not been made fully clear at this point, but does let a weapon through.
I suppose I'm probably not strong enough to push it fast enough that a weapon would go like that it would register
would be
as
registered as
like a
attack.
gunshot.
Yes.
I'm not that strong.
Right.
Of course, the problem is that I'm on the other side of the shield, but well, it's fine.
That might become a problem for you. I'm not gonna lie. But you're wrestling with this person. They look like they're having a bad day. They're on fire. They have a wound in their head. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, you're actively grappling this person. That brings us to the cops' turn. Soldiers. The bad guys are going. They let's see. A lot just happened. I'm gonna say the majority of focus is on some orders are barked out, and a lot of focus is still put on trying to break through this barrier and get to the majority of you. It seems like people are hesitant to fire at you, Cleve, because there is one of their allies right there. But there is also some split focus as like some people are focused on trying to put out the fire. I'm gonna say I have like in my head like a series of stages of protection that this shield is going to offer. I want to say I think a full round of fire would have broken the barrier. I think right as it stands, it's very, very, very cracked, but not destroyed yet. And it looks as though there is some like regenerative capability of this barrier. So like while it's very cracked, it's like healing itself as it goes. It's just like it's taking more damage than it can regenerate. Like it's taking damage faster than it can regenerate at the moment, but still very close to getting broken through. And am going to put a round of attacks at you, please. Like just like one, I think, person who feels bold enough to fire, even though their friend is there.
And they're like, fuck that guy, I don't like him anyway.
They rolled pretty bad though. But they didn't roll a 1. They rolled a 2. That's not a 1, so I'm not gonna actually kill the person that you're wrestling this turn. But Yeah, that people are definitely that you definitely narrowly avoid getting shot here, Cleve. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm trying to decide what the projects other people would be doing here. I think um I think based on the status of the shield, oh, there are a lot of calls of like, let's retreat, let's find a fallback position. And so most people are holding back, are falling back, but then I think Mantis is the only one who's like staying forward with you guys and firing still at these folks. Yeah. Viper, it's your turn.
Would I be able to hold my action until high click goes?
Sure.
Yeah, because I know they go right after me.
Yeah. If you,
We're talking about drugs.
I see the plan you've got cooking, and I want it to happen. So I will say, yeah, you can hold your turn until whatever is about to happen is about to happen. Yeah. So hi Clay, what's the plan here?
Can we oh dude, can we roleplay this as like
Yeah.
it's not Viper's idea, it's Highclate's idea?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Okay.
You
Highclate's
could fucking inject it in me without me knowing if you want.
Too soon.
yeah, dude. That's yeah. Highclate's like sneaking up behind you with a vial of like synth coke. They are going to fucking coke you up so you shoot better. And I'm using my time to inject that into you. I'm gonna copy paste the all like the stats and stuff into chat just so we can have that there. But yeah,
Okay.
for the duration of the primary effect, the user's ref increases by 1 point, which can go above 8.
Amazing.
Prone
Okay.
to
But it
paranoid
also
ideation.
has
Nice.
many
Yeah.
other things.
For the duration of the primary effect, your GM will occasionally tell you when you feel paranoid, and you should do your best to roleplay accordingly. Thank you
And that's
for
for
giving
4
me
hours.
that.
You're high for 4. Have fun.
Yeah.
While addicted, your ref is lowered by 2 points, unless
Yeah.
the user is currently experiencing the primary effects. Damn.
We'll deal with my addiction in next season. It's fine. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
have to go into rehab.
Okay. Can we say that Viper is at least given permission for this? Because that against someone's wishes is not cool.
Yeah, I think they would have like if things go bad or sideways, they would have had like a uh fail safe or like a shit's going bad plan.
Highclate's gonna like come up like behind him and be like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
I think she would take the risk because of the situation, and I think the fact that Zero is on the ground hurt. They will say yes in the heat of the moment.
Fuck yeah.
So
Viper,
experimenting on my friends.
you were already feeling the effect of just like regular bodily adrenaline. It feels like that's been turned up to 11. You guys can almost see like the pulsing of Viper's veins as just like
blown out
everything in them
peoples.
gets just a little bit dialed up. Almost it feels like the world has slowed down a little bit, Viper.
Okay. They will, because they don't want to leave Zero alone. They're happy to play Human Shield. They're going to take out their heavy pistol, which would, with my ref up by 1, would up my attack by 1.
Awesome.
And just start shooting into the enemy. 14.
14. They are close enough that that is going to hit with a pistol.
5. I think. Wait, there was. I mean, I already rolled, but I know there was like a roll for like It was like a not a suppress shot. Um, alternate fire modes, but I don't think I have the right pistols for that. That's fine. Yeah, that's my roll.
Awesome.
I'm aiming at the guy that I think I would aim at the guy Cleve is wrestling with to help them take the bazooka.
Awesome. Yeah, this particular individual has taken a lot of fire. They're not quite out yet, but they're looking like this does mostly go into them and not into their armor. I'll put it that way. They are looking significantly worse for wear.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So that's, I will say that's High Clay and Viper's turn. Just to float above table a little bit, there are still soldiers pouring in. You guys are firing at people. They are taking damages. They are like being hurt. The
But this is
amount
an army
of
and we're like 5 people.
We need to get the fuck
you're
out.
starting to get
Yeah.
the sense like
Yeah.
more and more people are flooding in. This barrier is about to break. Just keep that in mind, that this is getting more and more dangerous, and you do not feel the momentum going necessarily in the direction of straight out fighting being the solution to this situation.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind moving forward. 0.
Yeah.
I know we've got technically by the rules 1 minute of incapacitation. I want to give you at least the ability to like move.
Can I
if
do
you
something
so desire.
interesting to assist with that
Yeah.
move? Because it's finale and really cool. I like in
No, you can't
the
do anything interesting.
computer game.
No, you can't have fun.
In the
No.
computer game, when you jack into things, there's like the little thing in your hand that you have to pull out to like plug into things. And I think knowing that where I am is not only a dangerous position, but if my friends start doing things to compromise their safety to protect mine, it's gonna hamper our ability to succeed here. So I think what I'd like to do is move Fritter up to my head and try to like jack into him if I can. Not Netrunner style, like a physical technological
Keeping your
connection.
eyes.
I want to see through his eyes and kind of have him help guide me deeper in to try and head away from here.
I mean, you already have cyber eyes, right? So like there's not
I do.
There's not like that
yeah.
much of a logical jump
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Your brain can already make the leap. I'm not even gonna make you roll for this because
The
it
power of
is
friendship.
Fritter,
Yeah.
and because like Fritter will just be like, "Oh, this is what you're trying to do. Let me allow." Like, this is your familiar. This is just a thing that you're gonna do. So yes, you're able to see from the wild perspective. It's like a little not more disorienting than getting flashbanged, but it's additionally disorienting to be looking at things from
it's like in a computer game.
The field of view is like a little warped, and also it's from your own hand. So like
it's like you've gone from first person in a game and you've become third person in a game. You're like, I'm not used to these controls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything's like a little bit fisheye,
a little
a little
angle.
bit like it's just a little bizarre. But
so
you now have a sense of what's going on more.
Yeah.
More so than before.
I'm gonna make sure that I at least like tap Viper so that she knows that I'm moving. Because there's lots of shooting going on and lots of noise, and don't feel like saying anything out loud is going to help here. So I'm going to tap so that she knows that I am moving, and I'm going to try to move further in. And I know that I can't just like access AI, but I know that Fritter maybe can, to try and help me map out the where I'm going, to try and get a little closer to what could be considered the data center of this place, if that makes sense. Like trying to get further in. Because I don't know that there's just a cafeteria I'm moving into. I'm like, there could be 8 corridors. So just trying to like get an idea of where I'm going.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead and roll an, I'll call it tracking, perhaps, unless there's a skill you want to throw out as maybe electronic security tech could work. Or
yeah, security tech, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, because I'm not looking at anything else that necessarily, because it's not wilderness survival. And it's very much like I'm not looking at the physical layout of the room that I'm moving into. It's like I'm trying to access something a bit more technological, yeah, if it's possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Fritter, don't fail me now. 21.
Awesome. So you, through your connection with Fritter, as you're running interior, and starting to head like down this hallway, you're able to tap into the Gaia network that still exists in this region. You're looking for mapping, you're looking for honestly any sort of connection, any sort of anything to help you out at this point. And what you're finding is you're able to connect into the local network, and it's so hard for me to describe this because you're getting like fragmented data, and like any systems that you're finding that are like connected to the whole of this, like the entirety of the base, like any like extensive mapping systems, like they seem to be heavily damaged, and a lot of there are like internal communication systems that you would gather is just like it's used for Gaia to talk to herself essentially,
Yeah.
And spread throughout the system,
Yeah.
and just sort of like have different systems communicate with one another. That seems to be heavily damaged, but also like hyperactive, as if it's trying really hard to overcompensate for what's going on. So like you get a local map, but like the edges are very fragmented. It's hard to know, like you get
There's
enough
still
of a
some
sense
fog of
of like,
war on it.
yes,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The edges are fragmented. It's you know that this is like just a sliver. You just from your being inside that this is just a small portion of the place itself. But you get enough of a map that you know that through this cafeteria, you're able to map out a route to what you're fairly sure is the large, wide open dome area, but only like the like entrance to this room, and then like it the data starts fragmenting. You're not
Yeah.
sure what's going on in that region necessarily that would be causing this.
Yeah, I think as I'm moving, I kind of, and there's maybe like a weird electronic whir to like how I hear my internal voice with this, and I'd be like, "Damn girl, you were on the struggle bus today," and I'm gonna try essentially like a ping back to my compadres over whatever internal communication we use for each other. I'm not gonna try and speak because I feel like my senses are really overstimulated right now with the flashbang. But like a little radar ping so they know where I'm going,
Yes.
so that they can follow me essentially.
Yeah, I would say that you would be able to like essentially like take that map and like make it an accessible mini map for
because
the
I'm
rest
hoping
of your
my aim is like, if I can get us into somewhere like this that's a little bigger, wait for everybody to get through, and then eventually I'll get my senses back and try to like lock the system in a way that is difficult to lock, because I imagine this place, well, does it have electronic locks, or is it like, are we old school here?
The doorways that you guys are maneuvering through at the moment, they are metal. They have electronic locks. They're it looks like there are people like waiting to close the doors once people fall back far enough.
That's the plan. He's gonna come back here and kind of wait, because he knows eventually he will be useful again. Right now, he just needed to get somewhere safe so that people weren't sacrificing their own safety to protect his.
Yeah.
And that's me.
Last thing before your turn is over, I just want to, as you send that sort of like almost offhand like message out to Gaia, like, damn girl, you're going through it. You don't get a response, but you're getting a lot of like pings from the system as it's like aware that you're within it, and it's like reacting to your presence and reacting to like, oh, you just communicated with me, and it's like you have attention.
Oh, it's noticing,
if not a response.
Nice. Okay, cool. It's fine. I have an unhealthy trust for AI that has not been given a reality check yet, so I'm like, cool. She knows I'm here. Yep.
Cleve, you're in a very stress-free environment.
Yeah, super relaxed, and so you said humbly that Zero is sort of dropping a ping on our communications.
Yes.
I probably don't have a chance to read that.
Well, it's not a message. It's like a radar ping almost, to let you know where he's gone, so that people can follow it. Yeah.
Does anyone see? I guess, and this may be a question to Emily. Does anyone see that Zero is like? Does anyone else see that Zero, or can I see that Zero is like disappearing while I'm like struggling or anything like that? And
I mean, others definitely would be aware. Viper would definitely be aware because she got the pat. I think if you had the presence of mind to like turn and look at that ping, you would be able to catch the like tail end of seeing.
That doesn't. I suppose now that I think about it, it doesn't really make a difference why I want to do, because I still want to do the same thing, but it's for different reasons. The reason I'm going to do what I do is because I can see that there's just many more people coming through this doorway, like in front of me, and again, we're not going to be able to just kill these like individually, because they're going to have more men than we do, more men than we have bullets. Ultimately, however, there is a rocket-propelled grenade launcher at my feet. And a person that I can just quickly throw off me, grab, and what I would like to do is I want to shoot a rocket at the roof of the building, like the tunnel, to create some debris, in order to slow them down so that we can run.
Nice.
That was gonna be my idea too, so we have the same brain cell. It's just pinging back and forth.
You can't see, but I'm making a gesture towards my temple and pointing towards my camera.
I love it. Roll to shoot whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
I think there's like
I don't know what you want me to. There's a demolitions.
Big weapons.
There is
demolitions
weapons, right?
works.
I just
you can do demolitions or heavy weapons. whatever
Let's see what I'm better
feels.
at. If there is a heavy weapons, I don't know if there is. Oh, there is. Yeah, I'm one better
Yeah.
at it.
Let's go.
Let's
This is probably
go.
important, so I'm going to spend 2 points of luck on this.
I keep forgetting we have that.
You seen the
That is a
thing where
17.
Emily Axford's character shoots a rocket launcher at somebody, and Brennan says, "I want you to roll as many dice as you can hold in your 2 hands."
That,
Yes.
yeah.
Which feels
Oh, yeah,
appropriate.
yeah.
Hi, baby
I have
girl.
Hello.
yeah, there's a 17 for that.
Yes. So the DC to hit a roof is not particularly high, I would say. I think that that's going to be totally fine. I won't lie that I didn't exactly have numbers figured out for this weapon. I'm gonna call it 8d6.
Cool. Yeah. I'm going to see if if this does something, and it probably won't.
I also do just have
Oh, it does.
a
It didn't do what I
general
wanted to do.
question. Oh dang.
It's okay. 86, yeah.
Yes. But I
That's
do have
24.
sick. Quick question. Would
Mm-hmm.
Cleve have made sure to what level of presence of mind does Cleve have as far as should I grab this and fire before I've walked backwards in behind the barrier, or
I'm gonna answer your question with a question. And does Cleve's actions over the last sort of 48 to sort of 48 hours or so imply a state of mind that is not self-destructive and vengeance filled?
that's sort of why I was asking. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think we're both on the same page.
So
Yeah.
Cleve is absolutely
yes.
still in the middle of this and did not have the presence of mind to maybe protect himself.
Okay.
I'd
So
like to roll for ACAB, please.
yes. So the good news is that in addition to the ceiling taking this damage, and I'll go ahead and just double the damage against structures because that sort of makes sense to me. You are going to be collapsing the roof. The soldiers in the area are going to be taking this damage, but so are you. So fortunately, 10 points of this damage are going to get absorbed by your personal shield.
Okay, cool.
Your the personal smaller green bubble that goes around you. You are
Yes.
going to take 14 damage mitigated
Okay.
by whatever body.
Is this to my body?
Yes.
Cool. There we go. It wasn't too bad, to be honest.
Okay.
Thankfully, because I have decent armor. Is the thing.
I'm also going to have that just the force of the impact knock you back into through you get blown through the larger shield sort of against Viper into the internal area as this roof collapses down. Not only like machine parts get knocked down, like there's a lot of like mechanized equipment that starts falling down. Some like oil and water starts like leaking down into the ceiling. Some like sparks are going off. Some just like dirt and earth are like pouring down. Looks like a mess. Looks like it might be a little bit of time to clear this area. Pretty successful move there.
I assume that means that my personal shield is broken for now because it's being used.
It is currently broken, but already like there's like a slight hum internally, like it is starting to charge again. Not sure how long it will take to recharge, but
This is fair.
Awesome. Yeah, Cleve, that's your turn. I almost want to say that is going to pause the combat for now. Or for the time being, like the immediate threat is over. There's a lot of like dust settling. There's a lot of very, very muffled voices from the other side of this. You don't imagine that this will stop them forever, but for the time being, oh, my cat just stepped on my computer and
Oh.
moved it. So that caused everything to
You love to see it.
take a second. Yeah. The general vibe of the defenders is still like we should fall back and like prepare more extensively for an assault. I think Mantis is gonna come up to you guys, just sort of like breathing heavily, like, well, thanks for that.
I don't think Viper is talking to anyone. I think as everything's winding down and Cleve gets blown back into Viper, as soon as things quiet down, they are looking for Zero.
Yeah, I feel like my wandering around trying to find safety through the eyes of my mechanical rat paused when I felt the entire place fucking shake with the bazooka going off. I mean, like, oh no. Yeah, I if you come into the room, I'll kind of turn around and you may be able to see that, at least to begin
Yeah.
with. I'm kind of jacked into him. Eventually, I imagine my eyes will
Mhm.
come back because it was just the 1 minute.
Yeah, I think with the effect of the drugs, you see that there is almost a more desperate look that you've not seen in Viper before, as they just kind of ignore people and go straight to Zero, and just kind of hold their face like just worried, or like, you okay? Are you hurt? Are you did anything happen to you?
I keep myself jacked in at the minute. I think my hands are up because I know you said on my hand,
Mhm.
but I imagine Bert is on my head just because it's
Mhm.
cute. Blink things away as I start to see things in focus. I'm okay. I just couldn't see for a while or hear, and then there was shots being fired, and yeah, like, yep. Are you okay?
They don't answer, and they just pull Zero
Oh,
into a really tight hug, which
okay.
Viper never does.
Oh. I'll just look a little stunned for a moment and then like give you a hug. The other two. Is everyone are you guys, is everyone sort of like pooling into this space?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that like the door between the small hallway and the tunnel y'all entered from has been closed, is being locked, as well as people are like filing down into the cafeteria. That door is being closed, being locked. Mantis is probably the one doing the final checks on that door before turning and looking at the four of you. Not to be any kind of a Debbie Downer or anything. That's not likely to hold forever, and is also was our exit route to begin with. Not sure how viable that's going to be now.
There's no other exits.
It doesn't matter where
Here's
you
the
exit. If
thing.
you go up there with no protection, you will be disintegrated by the radiation.
Why don't you have an emergency exit?
Well, a nuke got dropped on our heads, and sort of.
Yeah.
Listen, the difficulty is we've been trying to get, we've been stuck in this area for pretty much the entire time since the explosion. Primarily because Gaia has not been allowing us access further within the facility. We've gotten we've poked our heads in a little bit. The main dome is in pieces. And I mean literally, like, looks like, I don't know if you've ever seen like an earthquake or a post-earthquake situation where, like, one side of the highway is like, anyways, it's bad in there, but not all of the barriers that Gaia is throwing up seem to be on our side. There have been situations where we've been physically barred from going further. There have been situations where the terrain is too damaged for us to progress. I think if we could get to Amber, if she's still around, or the control room, I think we could take control from there. It's just a matter of getting there.
Do you think she's blocking you out because she's damaged now, or do you think she's blocking you out of areas that are going to cause you harm?
Your guess is as good as mine as to what's going on there.
I kind of felt her notice me for a minute. I don't know if that's I could try and do
Amber?
that again. Oh, no.
Or
Well, I think I am.
cool. Did she feel malicious? Did she feel happy to see you? What was the vibe there? She looks really nervous.
Yeah. I wouldn't attest like an emotion to it because I don't think any emotions were being transmitted, but it was kind of like, have you ever seen the really, really like old movies, The Lord of the Rings? And like when like the little guy puts the ring on and then the big eye like can see you?
I think
But
I've
like
seen
I
some
don't
ancient memes that reference
the of the
that.
eye, yeah.
Yeah,
Ancient texts, yeah. There's a lot of memes.
Ancient
that
memes.
Yeah.
that like dude with the goatee going like this.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, you're all so old.
Yeah. So okay, it didn't feel
But yeah, I
bad.
think okay.
I made a comment. Anyway, it's I'm compartmentalizing that potentially not many other people are alive down here and the situation we find ourselves in right now. And a bunch of other things. So I would like to be goal orientated at the minute so that I can not be thinking about my thoughts and feelings right now. So
Sure.
do you want I can
None of us have the tools to be able to communicate with Gaia the way that it sounds like you can.
well, here's the thing. I don't know, it could have been completely a fluke. But I was trying to send a message just to let people down here know, mostly Amber, that that we knew what was going on and that maybe we would come making reference to cockroaches, and then like a little robot cockroach came and like was helping us find our way down here. So I
I
don't
still
know
have that roach on me.
Yeah, do we still have the roach?
Yep.
Cool. This little guy here. Have you seen him? It? Them? What's your pronouns, little friend? I don't know. You don't need to tell me.
it looks very confused.
Yeah, I
About
don't think it's
the
got
concept of gender
self-awareness of
is
yeah.
is too much for it to comprehend.
Yeah.
Much like the Republic. Anyways,
Yeah.
not gonna go there.
It's fine. To be fair, I've always seen little guys being somewhat non-binary anyway. It's a gender neutral term. Anyway, this is a little guy. This is
Mantis like holds out their hand, takes the little guy. I have not seen this little friend.
he was trying to show us the way down here.
I am taking a lot of comfort in that some sort of communication between you and Amber has been happening. I didn't know she was alive.
I don't know if it's
sounds
her
like-
that's answering, to be honest. TBH, like this could be
Hey man, I'm
pressing
gonna
stress.
just
Let's manifest.
hold on to hope that's who's responding, because God, I need a little bit right now. There are all kinds of access point, like when things were functional, we used to be able to, there were terminals all over where we could interface with Gaia. They've just shut us out. I think
let me try and please give me something to do.
yeah.
I beg you.
Feel free. None of us this particular group is not exceptionally tech savvy, but it sounds like
right.
between the four of you.
Yeah. Me and Cleve here sometimes like sync up what we're able to do. Although I know, Cleve, you get a little jumpy around the fact that it's connected to a big AI. But perhaps we could try and do that again.
Yeah, just be careful.
Yep.
I know you want the best for it, but it sounds like it is going haywire.
I am definitely in the headspace to be making very sensible, logical, and grown-up decisions about things. I say as I start wandering towards an access point.
Yeah. Wonderful. I'm gonna say you guys make your way. You're directed towards an access point, sort of just inside the main dome, as that being that's recommended as an access point that should, in theory, have interconnectivity with the most of the facility. And as you guys step into this dome, it's, very clear, very clearly a disaster zone, but it's bizarre. You guys are able to get a pretty good view of the city at large, although it is, again, there are massive fissures between certain areas. The elevation is just sort of all over the place. The domed roof has collapsed in areas. There are areas that are like completely inaccessible. On the ground floor, there are areas where, like, in the distance you see like an area where you're like, oh, I think there used to be a garden there, but it's just like completely overgrown jungle, like a level of growth that, like, how the actual crap could this be possible to grow at this pace? There are areas that are like completely surrounded by opaque versions of this plasma shield. There are areas that are like lifted up into the air and like you can't even see what's going on there. It's gonna be, you're able to see in the distance the tower that houses the main control center, but navigating to there will be possibly a bit of a struggle, and we can handle what happens as far as accessing this access panel inside the door, and figuring out steps from there. after we take a little bit of a break, since we're around that halfway point.
Whee!
We'll be back in about 10 minutes. See you soon. Back shots. Oh, wait, the
Yay.
camera's on. Oh no. Hi. Welcome back, you guys. We're here. Just gonna jump right back into it. Zero, you are looking at this access panel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like physical access points. Hold on, sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry. I was getting echo and it was hurting my brain. So there's a lot of like physical access, the way that you would traditionally get into a system. I'm also going to give you and Cleve just free information that this could be accessed. Like there is potentially like architectural access points for Cleve here as well, as a potential route into understanding the system.
Yeah.
Or getting information that way. But just as something you would very easily be able to tell from a cursory glance. I just want you guys to be aware of that. But I know Zero is wanting to look into this. If you could give me a security tech roll. Just to try to interface and see.
I'm gonna throw some luck at this just in case. I'm feeling a little a little spurned by my 2 crit fails earlier. So I will spend 3 just in case. So it's 22.
No, 19, 22. Okay.
Yeah. Trying to hook it and like because just canonically, I think we can all agree he's not in his most controlled self. He's feeling a little impulsive and is trying really hard to run away from mentally other things. So without really thinking too much of it, he's gonna connect in so that he can kind of get some sort of awareness just in a technological sense, but also very much making other things aware of him. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's not just a I'm trying to find out about it. I'm just because I'm thinking, you know, if Amber is alive and trapped somewhere and is trying desperately to find people, I'm like, sure, I want her to know that I'm here and that I'm sending her a little ping. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. So as Zero is working, all of the rest of you see the landscape react to what is happening. Definitely attention is being paid towards you guys. It's hard to make like direct sense of like, no, like robots don't come attack you, or like nothing is like, there's not like big eyeball stalks cameras pointed at you, like nothing that like overt, but like sometimes like it's like chunks of land like rotate towards you or like tilt towards you. Things start to like shift like in time or in reaction to keystrokes or to actions that Zero does. Zero, you're finding that you're able to find the various systems of this place are it's almost as if each system within this is running autonomously and separate from one another. There is enough connective tissue from here that with your level of success, you're able to I'm even like that luck is what's pushing you over this threshold. Like you're able to find enough connective tissue to even like learn what's going on in systems that aren't directly connected to you. You get the sense that like this is all designed so that Gaia is in charge of and runs and keeps things running smoothly, but that like each individual thing, each individual system, each individual chunk of area is piloting itself. And there is no like overarching force connecting, like making anything make sense of itself. So like the like big forested garden area is like set into an overdrive of production of like it's like, well, I don't know what's going on, so I'm going to turn make food up to maximum.
I wonder if it's possible, because obviously I would get the idea that these points in many ways was for the different aspects of this area to be communicating with itself and with Gaia. You know, like it was about keeping those lines of communication. If I'm able to get in and just almost like switch it to be slightly more that I have control of this one to do communications, and then I'd like to try whether it's successful or not. I don't know if that would roll into this role or not, but for me to like speak into it and see if there's actual audio communication that can be played into other areas.
I can roll that into this check. I think that what communication systems are intact, you're able to tap into. I think you're able to take enough control of the physical region that you are in to become in control of that, as well as to be able to send communications wherever you like tap into the communication network in general. I think you could send a message to kind of wherever you would like.
Okay. All right. So I'll just try to like find a way of speaking into it, and if I feel like there's not necessarily like the microphone function of picking up my audio, I will almost ricochet a mental message, fritter the message to make it something that's electronic, that's picking up the audio. Like he can pick up my audio and then play it as a track, if that makes sense. And just say, if there are any survivors down here, including you, Gaia, we're here looking for signs of life and to try and help. If anyone has the ability to send those signs of life, we're coming. And if not, just hold on tight and just send that on.
You send out your message. There is a moment's pause as you wait to see, is this message getting to anyone? Are they able to receive that? You know, whatever the case might be. And then responses start trickling in. Some respond like digitally, like in a direct like text-based or like recorded message, like, oh my god, yes, we're here, we're in this quadrant, like the gardens, we're trapped inside the garden. gonna survive, gonna live forever in here, but we would like to maybe leave. There are some responses that are not that are like, you hear some distant shouts of like, hey, we're over,
Okay.
you can hear me. Some like someone shoots off a flare in the distance. You're getting the sense that not only are there survivors, but just from your estimations of from what you're hearing, from what you're seeing, from the like putting together and like putting in vague estimates, like you haven't gotten any message of like someone is dead here,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. Like there are a lot of bad situations being described to you.
Sure.
But you're actually getting the sense that most, if not all, people may not be in a comfortable situation, but has survived.
Yeah.
Down here.
Okay. So I'm gonna, if I can, because if I've logged it in, any texts that are coming in will almost be like on my digital receiver, and I'm just gonna make sure that I've captured all of them, and then I'll ping it out, just like local pings to whoever's here, so that it's not just going to my team, but also to the solar people that are here, so that they've got the deets for where these people are. But I'm gonna turn around and Luke, like, despite all the fucking harrowing shit that has happened up to this point for this poor little rat of a man, Luke's genuinely very hopeful for a moment, and like is instinctively going to reach out to hold Viper's hand with like not like full excited bounce, but there's a bit of an excited bounce to him. He looks very happy at this, and he's going to hold your hand. We have survivors, everyone. We have survivors.
Okay, now we just need an exit.
A message comes through Fritter to you, Zero. It's a voice recording from Amber. She says, I can't, I'm limited in what I can do. I'm going to try to open a path for you to get to the control room. Please hurry. And tell everyone to hold on if you can.
I will ping back to them. Yeah, don't worry about it. I got you. Just hold on a little longer. I'm not going to necessarily play the recording back to anyone, but I'll just Face will get a little serious for a moment while he's thinking about like listening and then sending something back. Amber's still alive, and she's going to try and get a pathway for us to get to the control room. She sounds hurt, and I know a lot of people sound uncomfortable, but I kind of want to go to make sure that we can save her. Are we all okay with that?
Yeah. Fuck, I can't believe we did it. All this.
Yeah.
Might actually get people out.
Yeah. I know
I
sometimes.
think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look at all the shit we've managed to get through just to get here. And they dropped a fucking nuke on this place, and they're still alive. And they're still looking for people, and there is still hope.
Fucking cockroaches.
Yeah.
Let's make our way to the control room then.
Okay.
Just gonna give Zero a kiss on the head.
A little bit of the tension he's been carrying softens a little. Let's do it.
Very sweet. Okay.
Just as we're leaving the room, at some point, I imagine Zero will make eye contact with Cleve, and Cleve looks like he wants to say something, and then very visibly swallows it, and doesn't say anything, just as a minor note.
Okay. Depending on how long our travel is going to be, so that will be determined by you, referee.
Sure.
If we're going to be traveling for a little bit, Zero will try and slow down to either be keeping pace with Cleve and seeing if their pace can be different to the others. Either we're up ahead or we're behind them, to check in.
I think that there's going to be enough time for that check-in because it's sort of piece by piece, but like literally the landscape in front of you transforms to create pathways in front of you as you go. Like there are times where like you go, it's very, I don't know. It's kind of buck wild. There are times when it's as simple as a force field like rises up with some like dirt step, like some like rock stepping stones on it for you to cross across a fissure. There are times when like tunnels, like the rock breaks apart in front of you, creating a tunnel. There are parts where like things rotate into place, and like it's metal railways. There's times when it's simply a matter of pushing together what already is there in place. There's a lot of rumbling and cracking and things falling apart around you as this is happening. It looks like if this is Amber or Gaia's doing, that they are figuring it out piece by piece as it happens, and that there is kind of collateral damage into doing it this way, but it looks like a lot of emphasis is being placed on like it kind of doesn't like they're like you're not hearing anyone go, oh my leg, like consequences to the environment and to the terrain are happening. A lot of equipment that is still fine is getting damaged. A lot of this is probably not ideal for the rebuilding of this place, but it seems like
it's cracking the eggs to make the omelet.
It's worth, consequences be damned. A path is being opened to let you guys through. But it's because it is so piecemeal and because it is like across the length of a town anyways, even at the best of times, it's going to be several minutes of walking. So yeah, you guys have time to have whatever conversations, any combination of the four of you wish to have.
I will slow my pace because I think at first I'm like with my heels because I'm excited. But I'm gonna try to make pace with Cleve for a moment. Hey man. Are you muted? Because we can't see if you're trying to talk.
No, sorry, I spoke very quietly. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it didn't pick up your audio.
Yeah, sorry. And again, we can't see if I'm talking or not. He just goes. So he just goes. Yeah, hey.
Hey, you good?
Yeah, just. And I think stops and looks right at you. I am trying to say this as delicately as I can. Are you sure the voices you heard were genuine?
No.
Do you think that it would use those voices to lure us into its control room?
Statistically, I guess it's possible, but we don't have another way out. We're fucked. Everything up there is fucked.
Okay.
The police are swarming everywhere. We all nearly died back there.
We did.
And I have been having complicated feelings about the actions that some of us have been taking recently. And I have been trying really hard to compartmentalize a pretty major panic attack for this whole day. So quite honestly, Cleve. Yeah. Statistically, it could be luring us in. It could have some dastardly wicked plan about what to do with us. That could be absolutely one of these worst case scenarios of what's going on here, but there's a chance that it's people who need saved. People who had the audacity to believe that we could live in a world with clean water and clean air and eat food, and just we get it because we're people and everyone deserves to live. You know?
Do.
So there's a chance for that too. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see, like, you see that he is trying, like, he is clearly, you know when you do that thing where you try really, really hard and it doesn't work, but you
Yeah.
try really, really hard when you're really angry and
Yeah.
tense and stressed, and you
Yeah.
physically try to release some of that tension. Like,
Mhm.
you see him like tense up and sort of like untense himself, try and release some of that, and he's like, all I ask is you keep the other option in mind. I know you want to see the best, and that's great. I think, unfortunately, that my job's to think about the worst.
Yeah. Throughout my life, there have been periods where the only option I had, the only life I had, the only thing people gave me was the worst. I don't think there's been many points in my life where I've been dealing with the best case scenarios. And I've worked really hard to be the person that offers other people the best. Especially the people that nobody else is fucking doing it. And so it might mean that we get into shit situations like we are right now. And you know what? It could mean me walking into that room and having some big scary monster AI just swallowing me whole. And I don't think I would mind that if the other people down here can get away. I'm risking it so that as many people as possible get the opportunity to hope for the best.
And from the moment that you said I would be okay with it,
yeah,
to like the moment you finish speaking, you can see Cleve getting like visibly angrier.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and you can see he's desperately trying to contain it. He is like grit teeth. His knuckles are like clenched as hard as they can, and he's like, it does matter because you can't help people if you're dead.
Sure. I'm trying really hard
It
not to be
matters.
dead. What matters?
It matters that you keep your head. I know you want to believe. I want to believe so fucking badly. But we have to be practical. You know what those things did when they were left to run rampant.
Yeah.
And like you see his eyes dart to where Frida is like normally lives, like in your hood, right? And comes back to your face, and he's like,
yeah. You see the things that led to that happening, and the things that are happening right now, back in New Galveston. That's what happened when we are left to run rampant. I wouldn't say we're any better than them. Humanity, at its worst, at its most hungry and greedy, is worse.
and you need to stay alive and again looks right where Frida lives, where Frida hides, so that they don't learn from us.
Yeah.
It'll turn out like me if you die.
So we gotta teach everyone to think a little bit more like me. That includes you.
Just ask you, keep an open mind about the things, the dangers.
All right, Cleve. And I hold out my hand. I will keep my mind open to the dangers of AI if you will keep your mind open to the future we could give people if this works. You have to have hope, and I'll try and have an impulse control.
Another really deep breath. And this time some of the tension does leave. Not very much.
Yeah.
But some. And a incredibly soft handshake.
Hey, Cleve.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it without asking. Can I give you a hug?
Kind of like hand still in yours where we shook. Kind of like opens like his body language to allow you to come close.
Yeah.
Awkwardly kind of like
and I think
doesn't hug you very well. He's not good at this.
That's okay. He's not hugging you because he needs a hug from you. He's hugging you so you get a hug from him, and he's gonna do the hug where it is a tight squeeze for people who feel like their grip on themselves, their body, their reality is floating apart and they don't have control over it, and somebody just comes and holds it tight and holds it in place. I got you. And I know you've got me.
Burn the fucking world down if any of this team dies.
Okay.
Like way too intense a stare when he says
that.
Yeah,
Listen. Pop off, King. Come on. Let's go save the world and shit. I kind of really need it right now. Because I'm trying really hard not to have another ugly cry. Because I don't think that would help anyone right now.
half grin and like under his breath. And I think Viper kind of likes it when you're pathetic.
That gets a big laugh out of him. I kind of like it when she thinks I'm pathetic, you know? Is that weird? Is that bad? Yeah.
I plug my brain into a computer.
Okay. Like, not necessarily that she, like, in a bad way, like in a, you know, when she treats me mean. Okay, we don't need to get into that right now. I don't think you need to know that.
What's into this conversation? They're like, whoa, what?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Amazing.
You know, love is love. I appreciate your openness. I mean,
Yeah, in a world where there's so much hate and horribleness and just killing people for the sake of killing people, celebrate love, everybody. And I'll pat Cleve on the back a bit and then just walk away from the situation.
Mhm.
Amazing. I was gonna see if the other two were having a conversation at all while this was happening. But I suppose, I mean, there's still room for it
Yeah.
if
Well,
maybe at the tail end of it.
if
If,
High
like,
Clay wants to have
beforehand.
a conversation with Viper, they can. I think right now they are attuned almost to like every noise, and you see that they are more twitchy than usual, or well, usually they're not at all. So, and they are on edge. Whether it's the situation, the drugs, or both, we'll see. To both.
Highly, like for the entire time the two have been having that conversation, they've been kind of like walking next to Viper, like with like a flashlight out in case like there's any like little dark areas they can peer into, you know? Just sort of like not quite like trip-sitting, but like, you know, just like keeping an eye on them because they don't know how many drugs Viper's done. They just wanna keep an eye on the situation here.
Yeah. I think High Clay, because of what they are, they're the med tech. Yeah. No, the drugs are doing their work. It's just peoples are so blown wide. Usually they're like very like they have like snake slitted pupils. They are saucers.
Like a kitty.
Yeah.
I do think there is, since you are keeping such an active eye out, I do think there is one thing you notice that is strange enough that under normal circumstances, you might just be like, that's fucking weird. But as someone who is apparently prone to paranoid ideation at the moment, Viper, it's gonna set you off as very strange. There's a lot of weird little pockets of things that, frankly, we don't have time for me to get into everything going on in this fractalized little world. There's one situation that you just it's just like so bizarre that it's gonna just feel free to decide how you feel about it, but it's gonna set off the paranoia a little bit, Viper. Just sort of sitting in a circle. There's like a platform of rock that is like disconnected from anything. And there are a group of what looks like exactly like Ember, a group of like 7 Ember robots, all with different colored hair, just sort of like sitting in a circle, meditating together. That you just get this like weird little like small glimpse of, and as you walk by, and it's just, I don't know how to make it make sense to you or how to make it not be weird, but it kind of fucks with your head a little bit.
Is this
It's
something that
just
is actually there?
so bizarre. It is something that is actually there. That is a real thing that's happening. It ended up not being super relevant, but it is there.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't know exactly how Viper feels about it, but I know that it's of the freaked out variety.
Yeah, no, it is very, listen, Viper not very emotional or expresses a lot. They are like freaking out, like what the fuck.
Hey!
Huh,
Okay, it's gonna like grab him for a second. Like,
fuck is that?
Viper? You good?
No, what the fuck is that?
What the fuck is what?
The circle of embers that are some sort of fucking ritual?
You see him
do
now
I also
too.
see the circle?
Yeah, once like
shit.
Viper points out, you guys have to like walk back. Like it was only like it's only visible through like
Like a little
through
crack.
a fissure.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the embers like turns and looks at you and like
Fuck.
waves.
What the fuck? Guys, there's some bullshit going on here.
What? Oh, hey, Ember.
You hear
No,
a chorus of
everyone
like
goes.
7 overlapping. Oh hey.
Are you the different versions?
We're versions. There's like overlapping like
Yeah.
someone's
'Cause,
like
like,
yeah,
we
someone's like
knew-
well technically it's sort of more complicated, and then like
'Cause the
another
one
one's
that
just
we
like
met
don't
was, like-
worry about it.
Yeah, the one that we met wasn't the only, but there were others before, and one can assume maybe there have been, others down here. That was just the one that got a little independent and went broke. Hey, cool. Hey, that's some of the versions
Thanks
of
for coming.
Ember. Yeah, cool. Did you guys hear the message earlier?
Lots of nodding, lots of
Cool.
various assents.
Yeah. Are you guys all okay? Do you need
Creepy as shit.
anything? I love that it's so very Zero for everyone to be like, what the fuck is going on over there? And Zero's
Yeah.
like, hey.
Some give like
Whereas-
thumbs up, some give like or like nodding, some are like, yeah, we're great, we're good. It's like one is just like dancing.
Okay.
He like hasn't put his gun away since like the fight against the cops, and he's definitely like sort of like just fighting the urge to like actually level his gun at this point. But yeah, it's like okay, it's
Hey guys,
probably not.
chill.
No
We
need
saw
to
a
murder
few
things.
embers, and there was because the one that we met wasn't the
Yeah,
first.
no, it's
You're so
it's a
fucking weird as shit.
It's okay. It's all right. You okay?
I'm fine.
Well,
Okay. Okay.
we're not just gonna leave him here, are we? And
No.
like starts, immediately walking over. Like,
I
come
mean,
on.
they look happy. Are you guys
Yeah.
happy here? Do you want to come with us? We're trying to get to the control room.
We're good. We're the blue haired one, sort of the one that you guys know.
Yeah.
Is like, we're okay. I think we might go try to help people. We're good.
That would be cool.
We're okay. We'll figure it
Great.
out.
Right.
there.
Do you
You guys sure?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just leave him. Just
That's so sweet.
This is great. Do you dream blood rotation, everyone? Love the energy.
All 7 of them start laughing.
Yeah. Do you have a way of
Fucking hell.
communicating with us if you need help?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll shoot you a text.
Shoot us a text. Cool.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
We're
So-
you go the right way. Have fun. And they like disperse. Various way, like in various ways. Like one of them, like fucking jet rockets shoot out of her pigtails and she flies out. One of them like just jumps into the void. One of them like sinks down into the earth. A few of them like chain together and start like swinging from platform to platform, like
Viper
holding
looks
hands and like
so
throwing each
fucking
other.
freaked out.
They all just disperse. They're out of. They're gone.
Hey, I'm gonna pull Viper aside a little bit. Not like fully away. It's not like I'm trying to whisper, but I'm trying to like create the illusion of like stepping to the side for you. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, fine. That's just fucking weird.
It,
Saucer peoples.
wow. You're okay.
You can let's just go.
All right.
It's fucking dream blunt rotation bullshit.
Okay. Yep.
I had to leave a little bit of her toxicity in there.
Yeah, leave it. Yeah, he likes it when you're toxic. Okay. Yep. Yep.
God.
All right.
That is by far the most abnormal thing that happens on your journey.
Yeah.
The rest of your journey is relatively uneventful considering how just buck wild the situation at large is. But eventually, on a just what feels like looks and feels like a normal catwalk, probably lifted up from the subterranean layers of the city, leads you into the main control tower. And I'm assuming you guys head inside. Where
Oh yeah.
much like the base at large, there is a lot of damage. If you'll remember, the entirety of this tower is just there's just like towers stacked upon each other of varying decades of computer technology, all haphazardly wired together. Large portions of this are just have a boulder in them or are like entirely collapsed. The open air in the center of this is seems to be covered up by a large collapse that is being held up by a force field. All of this sort of dwarfed by in the center of the room at her computer setup. There's no particularly gentle way of putting this. Impaled and just stuck in place. Amber sits, I guess, is forced to be sitting at her computer, is leaking fluid. This is a it's like a mostly transparent, slightly pinkish gel fluid. High clay, you would be able to clock pretty quickly that not only is this like, obviously, I mean, everyone would know this is not blood that she is bleeding.
Yeah.
You'd be able to tell that this is some sort of fluid that is being pumped into her to keep her alive. You would know that this fluid would not be working if she was not synthetic herself. She is clearly, I mean, you guys kind of figured it out anyways at the end of last season, but this Amber is clearly a synthetic being. And she is sort of slumped back in her chair, like looks like she might be dead, if not for the fact that her hands are almost they almost look like they're piloting more than she is, like her arms are being like dragged around like various keyboards, like she's like actively very rapidly at work while the rest of her body looks like mostly unconscious. But as you guys, sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna run right up to her in a state of panic. So
yeah, as you guys make your way in, as in sort of reaction to your appearance, Amber stirs, opens her eyes. As she is stirring and opening her eyes, lights flicker. There's a flickering in the force field as well. There's like a distant like crashing sound as like the energy in the facility adjusts to the fact that she is coming into a more conscious state. She looks bleary, but her eyes focus on you. She weakly smiles. It could be worse.
You're having a rough day, huh?
Having a rough week.
Is there anything
for
we can
coming.
do. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Was it realistically the sensible thing to do? No. Were we gonna do it anyway? Yeah.
Hi, Clyde, is there any way we can get her out of that?
Hi, Clay. Could you give me a first aid roll to sort of get a sense of her situation and what might be able to be done?
Don't mind if I do. That is what I get. 20. Nice.
Nice.
20. That is
Nice.
pretty darn good. Yeah, you're checking out her situation, and the short answer is no. She is very heavily damaged. The thing that is skewering her in place is large. It's taking up a pretty significant chunk of her torso. This fluid that is getting pumped into her, and now you can see that there are like multiple places where she is like fully wired into the system. Um, fully like from the waist down, like is more cable and medical pump than like can't even really see her legs. Um, she is on extremely potent life support as it is. Even if you had like a surgical team, all of whom were experts in handling her specific brand of symbiotic, of like synthetic body clone, whatever technology is involved in projecting consciousness into these bodies. Even under the best of circumstances, the taking her, like getting her off of the things, like getting her physically disconnected from the things that are keeping her alive would be necessary in order to access the parts of her that you would need to fix. Like it is, frankly, looking at what her situation, it's a miracle that she's still alive at all. You're like, there's nothing more that I could think of to do than what's literally happening, and she's still dying.
Yeah.
No, she's basically a puppeted zombie right now. I mean, if we even touch her the wrong way, she'll probably just slump over completely.
Look. It's okay. This may be an insensitive question ever, and I'm sorry if it is. Is there a way of like getting your consciousness into something else?
Yes.
Okay.
That's actually sort of what I was going to ask. It's complicated, and I don't really have time to explain everything. But when we were damaged, Gaia, I was keeping Gaia. I was the anchor, keeping Gaia controlled here. I can transfer control of this facility to you before I
Oh.
pass. Enough to help these people escape enough to try to rebuild, but long term, Gaia needs to be reinstated, to be reset.
Okay.
And this is not the only place we have. This is not the only place. Gaia has been decentralized for so long to keep her safe, to keep her hidden. Her consciousness has been spread and disconnected amongst nothing quite as big as this, but there is a central core. In order to perform a reset, it should be me. It's supposed to be me that does it, but I'm not going to make it. I'll need you to take my core and bring it to Gaia's core. This will, among other things, allow her to reset and re-centralize and be one again. She'll be able to process this facility. She'll be able to continue in the terraforming efforts that we've been working on.
Okay. How many other places are there like this?
Perhaps like this. This is the largest base that we have, but there's perhaps a dozen small locations, as well as, if we're just talking about fragments of Gaia, hundreds of pieces that connect when they need to, function autonomously, just to process data, to generate power, to hold on to data and keep it fractured and secure, so that if something gets found, it's only part of the whole. Doesn't matter if it gets encrypted or decrypted. Sorry,
Where's
I'm
the
losing a
core?
lot of fluid.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Where's the core?
It's under Houston, near where once was NASA's mission control. Gaia had a way of taking old pieces of technology and reincorporating it into herself, and there was so much technical access under Houston that that's where we relocated eventually. There is sort of an unfortunate reality, in that my core is biosynthetic, and as such, for it to survive the journey, it will need to remain within a living organism.
Okay.
I know that that is a lot to ask of anyone, but I truly believe it is important.
I'm inclined to agree, and I'm too terrified to turn around to look at the expressions of the people
Zero.
behind me. Yeah, hi.
Cannot force your hands.
Yep.
There may be a way. I don't. I'm barely hanging on as it is. It's up to you. And she sort of shudders and sighs and doesn't pass out. It looks like she's not like asleep, but she closes her eyes and looks like she's conserving her energy.
Mm-hmm.
For what it's worth, her hands continuing to work. From the screens you can see it looks like even now she's beginning the process of transferring authority of like control of the facilities here to manual control to
Mm-hmm.
give the four of you access and control over those facilities. And it's like authorizing you guys as admins, essentially.
Yeah. I feel like I already know what some of you are thinking about this.
I think we have to hope. Right?
I'm gonna turn around and look right at you, like with a look of surprise at first, and then a little smile. Yeah.
Boss.
The things that this place can do, what it was doing, and a potential future out of the world that we currently live in is really important to me. And I know some of you have your understandable hesitations about synthetic life.
I don't think it should be you who carries it.
Why?
Because I trust you, but I don't trust what you'll do if with all of that. You said you try and have impulse control, but this is a hell of a lot of fucking impulse to control, my guy. And I turn to Viper. I think the boss should have it.
They look at Cleve and then they look at Zero. If it's what you want. If it's what you want, I'll do it.
I understand what you're saying, Cleve. I just worry that ultimately the act of trying to unify the two parts might require a level of technical skill that I don't know. I don't know what it's going to involve.
You couldn't be in the room.
It might. That doesn't, just because I'm in the room doesn't. I don't know what it's going to involve.
Do you need to be available to remove the core and integrate it into Gaia?
I don't know. I don't know what it's going to involve.
Because
I mean, I was just gonna say, from a completely frank standpoint, out of everyone's brains, I know he may not be the most emotionally equipped, but by all technicalities, he would carry it with the least risk. He's no stranger to jumping in and out of communicating with other technical consciousnesses. The only other person in that is, Cleve, but Cleve, frankly, I think if you had that in your head, you would you would claw it right out.
I can't be trusted with this power.
No. I know you can't.
GM, does this seem like it will need to be done manually, or like whoever's carrying the core needs to connect directly, or someone will have to take out the core to then do it?
So what we're looking at in terms of mechanically, as far as installing this core goes, it either will require a surgery roll or a field technician role, depending on who is receiving and or who is available to help. If neither Highclate nor Zero is the one taking in this core, both of them can help and apply their role to the situation, and I'll sort of have a hybrid role where like it might be a little bit easier, like both can succeed partially and help one another out. As far as being installed, I'm just going to say like it with Amber opening up enough for you guys to view the core. It is the technology that exists, judging that it is biosynthetic and judging that one of you has within their body a part of their brain dedicated to the installation of programs into said brain. It's not that it has to be cleaved by any means, but you're getting the sense that that Cleve's body is the most naturally able to take in the core. Not the only person who could, but just mechanically, the DC of installation would be lower on Cleve than anyone else.
Yeah, for everyone else who hasn't seen my character sheet for a while, I have neural wear. I literally have cybernetic nerves, right? Like, is a thing.
Not saying that that it is necessarily has to be cleaved by any means. I'm just mechanically the required rolls will be lower if you're installing it on Cleve.
So it's so one of us would be installing it in him, and that would be the highest rolls to make it work smoothly.
Indeed, the absolute
field
highest
expertise,
chance of
I get a plus
success
18, so I feel like
is the two of you working together to install it on Cleve. That's the just mechanically the best chances of success. Not what has to happen, to be clear.
Yeah.
This should be a role play decision. I'm just letting the players know.
If I can be the ice box and you two can be the surgeons, Do you think that would work? And I say that because we also had a surgery fail a while back,
Mhm.
just to keep that in like the role play.
So it's going to be a harder roll to install it into Viper, or is it something that she has to roll to receive it?
There will probably be a roll required on the recipient as well.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Possible, but harder.
Definitely possible.
Easier to install in Cleave because of how much synthetic stuff he already has.
Can't have this.
But we're not gonna get to Glaive.
Yeah, I think even if as soon as it comes around to like that conclusion in like Zero's head, and I presume knowing Zero as I do,
Yeah.
Zero doesn't really have an internal monologue. Zero has a
He
monologue.
it was an external monologue, yeah.
Yeah.
He was yeah, voicing that.
It's like there is no way I will take this.
Okay. When we get to the other side though, it's gonna have to be me installing it. I have literally created an AI from the ground up, so I'm probably the best suited for dealing with it.
That's what it might be easier if you're doing the installing without it being inside you.
Okay. Hey Ember.
Yeah.
What effects might this have on the person receiving it?
Assuming that installation goes well, it should not have any negative physical side effects. You would be able to communicate with me. I'd
Like the way I can
be along
communicate
for
with
the
Bridger?
ride. Sort of, yeah. I would sort of be dormant. Be able to have some access to Gaia's systems. I can't say it won't affect your consciousness. I don't know. I've never needed to use a carrier before.
That's what I'm worried about.
But I'll still have my fragment of consciousness. I won't be actively trying to affect you. If that helps.
I trust whatever decision you make, Zero.
There is still time to say no.
I'm gonna try and put some fail safes in. I hope you understand that, Ember.
I trust you.
Okay. I need a bit of time to do the work. And I think his plan for how he's going to impact on this is when he made fritter. He made him this size and with the capabilities that he had to have a lot of guardrails around him. Because I think he does know the dangers, obviously. He's read all, like, probably more than most about the war with AI, so that he could effectively make like he knows about the technology. And I think he's mostly going to trust himself more than anyone else to create said guardrails, because his view of what this technology is good for and his hopes for Gaia and where this is going is that it is as ethical as possible, and ethics are really important to him. So he would, in installing it, try to create as much, not just guardrails, but safeguards around it to limit her ability to affect Viper.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll first, then.
Okay.
And this is going to be, your portion of this is going to be an invention roll,
Okay.
because you are creating these guardrails to interface between this core and Viper's mind.
Yeah. Okay. We're near the end of the session. I'm going to spend my last 2 luck here as well.
Smoke them if you got them, guys.
Yeah.
I'll give you my 3 luck
And
if
if I
Emily lets
can,
me.
You
like,
will be rolling as well.
You
Save
might
them for
need
your
it
own
to
roll.
So,
for
Yeah.
yours.
yeah. And I'm gonna try to essentially bring Fritter up alongside me so that I can try to use patterns from his coding and how I did that to kind of follow
Yeah.
the same sort of
Is there any way that I can maybe help with that, of try and be
Yes.
sort of
I
parallel
was-
coding and sort of trying to act as a
Yes.
almost a sense checker, like a reviewer, because don't get me wrong, I know Zero can code, but it's not their
it's different.
expertise.
Yeah.
Either
Yes.
like this is my expertise. Like,
Yes. I want you to make an interface roll, please.
of course.
Should I do that
to
before
use
I do
your do them together.
Okay.
If as you'll work parallel, but as it's you're not only using your like
So that's a 29.
beautiful roll. That's
Jesus fucking Christ.
beautiful.
Fuck off. That was with two. That was with 2 luck, but
Almost.
it still doesn't matter.
Okay.
Don't fuck this up.
How more intimate can you
Okay.
get when your fingers are in my chest cavity?
29, baby. That's how intimate.
So, I think. Okay, I think what happens here is Zero, you.
I'm ignoring whatever he's giving me.
Yeah, kind of. I think you're able to, the guardrails that you're setting up. You are confident in your ability to scale this technology up, and apply it in this case. I think Cleve really truly is just trying to help, and is talking through his personal experience of, okay, but when I'm interfacing with programs, oh man, this situation really hurts. Like, you don't want to set Viper's head on fire. You don't want to, like, it's just like extremely cautious and like almost overly so. I think there's a point where Cleve think is like tries to stop you from doing something essentially.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and
can I add in, like, my pessimism gets the better of me.
yeah.
I am trying to be hopeful that this is going to work, but I simply can't. I can't get past my own anxieties.
Yeah.
And
And
there's definitely a moment where it's like I think, and I think it's what whispering to zero, just like you have. Just like, I don't think I'm being explicitly negative. I don't think I'm trying to talk you out of this, but it's just like I can't see a way that this is like safe, and it is just this sort of
yes.
real horrible negativity.
Yeah. Yes. And I think I would leave it there if the resulting roll was not literally negative. I think a negative outcome, I'm going to actually have to throw a monkey in the works here. And say that you like actually actively cause harm to the situation, Cleve. And the way that I'm
But I got a
manifesting that
29.
Yeah, so like
I'm
I also
not
only got a
removing.
-1. Like it wasn't actually
Yes,
that bad, as bad as it looks. It's just
it's
the
just a -1.
crit fail
I'm not
system in
making
this is
it.
stupid.
I'm not completely ruining the situation. I am creating a cost, and I am making that cost be fairly significant given the stakes of the situation. I think Cleve, you have a moment of panic. You go, oh shit. You bump Zero's arm at like a critical moment, trying to prevent him from doing something. Zero, you fry a circuit of the thing that you're building. The only with the resources that you have at your disposal to replace that circuit, there is a perfectly good one in Fritter. Something that could get replaced later. Something that would not, it would require you to temporarily deactivate Fritter until you can rebuild this. You'd need like time, you'd need a base, like you'd need to probably be back in your home lab or another equivalent space to refabricate this part. But with under the circumstances, the cost of success here is Fritter. Not permanently.
Yeah. Does the
Correct.
29 net me anything?
The 29 nets you that this is still possible, and that if you do this, you know for a fact that like you have the thing. It is possible. Like
Oh, the
the
guardrails
29
are
is like the
on.
guardrails will be in place. That you like fully will be successful for sure.
You're fully succeeding. You just need to deactivate Fritter to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Is this before surgery? I'm assuming this is at the core.
Yes, because
Okay.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to like force your hand
Yeah.
and make you deactivate Fritter 100%.
Yeah.
If you do not do this, I am going to. It is still possible that it will work. I think that I would have that. I would just keep in mind that the DCs for High Clay and Vipers checks might be higher than they would have been. Still a successful. You
Yeah.
could still make it
I'll still
work.
do it because I
It'll
don't
just be a
want.
little on the fritz.
Yeah, I don't want the 29 to get pissed against the wall, so I'll deactivate him. But it's quite clear from my face that I am.
Not happy.
Yeah. I think actually when it happens, I'm very obviously very upset deactivating what was my first and for a long time my only friend. But this will be the first time, Cleve, and anyone else looking, that you have ever seen Zero actually fucking angry. It is not an emotion he has experienced often in his life, but it is very evident on his face. But he just quietly goes about and does the thing. And then he just sadly puts critter in his bag.
I'm sorry to have ruled that so cruelly.
Oh, you're fine. Cruel things are fun in stories. I'm very
Stories for
obvious,
the axe.
evidently, given everything that's happened this season, I'm okay with him being a punching bag. But there is consequences for all of the punches he's taken this season, for sure. Yeah. And then he'll just sit down quietly and pass it over and just wait.
Next up, Clay, for the actual installation of this core.
Is that
I'll
surgery
need
roll?
a surgery roll. Yeah, sorry, I just realized that I didn't. I was like, oh yeah, I should
You
say.
just... Oh yay! Oh, I
You
got a
guys
1.
need to
Oh
stop
hooray!
rolling
Oh hooray!
ones.
Oh hooray!
How many luck points did you have there?
Oh, dude, I
Clay?
keep forgetting about luck.
I'm assuming a smoke 'em if you got 'em situation. This will be the last roll of the season. I'm applying all of your luck to this, whether you remember
Yeah,
to say
okay,
it
yeah,
or not.
just use all 6. Put all
All
6 on there.
6. An 18. Okay. Even considering we've got a 1, we are still in the positives. We are not dealing with a negative situation. An 18 is good enough that it will install, perhaps not the smoothest. I will say it's a very good thing that those guardrails are in place with the 18. Viper, I think the most appropriate role in this situation to integrate this into your system, because ultimately, as smoothly as it even with a perfect installation, this is unnatural to your body. I want a resist torture.
Okay.
As you are trying to process this new thing into your being.
Yeah. And say like before the surgery start, there is like Viper wants to say something to Zero, but if he's sulking in the corner, she will just quietly.
He's not sulking. He's just
well
gone
angry,
quiet.
effectively
Yeah.
so, and fairly so. But she does reach out for his hand before going into surgery.
Yeah, he'll hold your hand. And keep a very fucking close eye on Higley.
Resist. Okay, I will use my 3 luck points that I left. 19.
19 is pretty good. Okay. Oh, stressing me out, y'all. Why did I
You
enter
made
the
this game.
situation
It's your
to
fault.
begin with? Yeah. Oh man. Okay. With a 19, it's strange feeling because you've had access to an agent before, like a small tiny artificial intelligence that basically is the equivalent of a Siri popping up on your phone. Like, that's technically installed within your cyberware. But there is no like physical sensation. There's no like awareness that comes with that. It feels like a very external thing. As you are coming to from this surgery, there is very clearly in the back of your mind an additional presence there with you. It's muted. It is bizarre. It feels like if you reached out into this extra thing within you, that you could communicate with it. You don't feel any pressure, like anything like taking over your mind or anything. You feel a control over the communication. You feel as if through a combination of whatever safeguards are in place and your own force of will, that you maintain control over this connection.
Okay.
It's there. You feel like you could open yourself, like if you wanted to get experimental with it, you feel like you could open that door, open those floodgates, see what could happen, but like you are in control of that valve, of the floods. It's entirely up to you. But from that consciousness, you just feel like a message, like a voice, just still feels external. Doesn't feel like invasive or anything, but it's almost as if you just hear from within Amber's voice say thank you.
There's definitely a reaction to it. And they don't respond, but there's a reaction to it. I think there is, for the first time, Zero sees like a sliver of fear in Viper's eyes. That quickly dissipates as they push it down. But will say that she's there.
And there is a lot of logistics to figure out, a lot of people here that, with the control over the facilities you now have, you will be able to bring together. You'll be able to come up with a plan for next steps. But in this moment, the four of you are able to take in, despite everything that led to you getting to this point, and despite everything that still lays before you, in this moment, we were able to come together and get this done. And with a lot to consider, that is where we will leave off our season. Not with a bang, but with a general sense of uncertainty.
Can I ask one question?
Sure. Yeah.
Did my possible maybe mother survive? Because I never got to see her. And that's something
Yes.
he's
I
been worried
will.
About since the end of season 1.
Yes. I will just say, yes, through the coming of everyone together, this will happen over time. Probably not going to spend the time getting into the nitty gritty of every
Yep.
little moment that happens
Yep,
when we
nope.
return.
Nope.
But yes, among the survivors, your mother is there. And we will spend some time on, I think that her coyness about the situation, about the potential parentage, current circumstances might cause her to be a little bit more direct about that upon y'all's reunion.
Okay.
So that is definitely a moment we will touch on. But
Yeah.
yes,
Just wanted to check.
she is
Just in case we
alive.
start next season like somewhere
Next
else. I just
season,
wanted to be like,
next season
can
we
I-
start off with
Yeah.
a funeral. No, I mean Amber's dead, so I guess we
Yeah.
could have a funeral. But yes, no, she is okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you guys for coming with me on this perhaps more somber than intended season finale. And thank you there in the audience for coming along on the ride.
Mhm.
We will be back at some point with seasons 3 and 4 to witness the other half of this story. This is our halfway point, you guys. Congrats on you for making it.
We lived.
We did it.
We
Mama.
did it.
Didn't like it.
Before we end the stream and have my players yell at me for how horrible I am for putting them in tough situations, would love for everybody to go around to remind us where we can be found on the interwebs or off or don't find me, fuck you, whatever the case may be. I can go last.
Hi everyone. My name is Satan or addicitve / addicitve art on the internet, Blue Sky and Instagram, respectively. I have been yours truly, Viper, who, God, they're going through it, but they're gonna do it. And yeah, I am artist. I do a lot of art for this channel here. Not this beautiful bust art. This was done by lovely Kate Orange Sky on in chat. I did do the overlay for this. If you are in the business of getting character bust and overlays done for your streams, do contact me, and I am very available.
Hi, I'm Hamily on the internet. I've been playing Zero. He's definitely not okay, everybody, but I'm okay. I've enjoyed myself. So, in terms of where you can find me, this Saturday we'll be back over at Valiant's channel playing a Vampire the Masquerade games at 1999 called V2K. That Satan is also in. So yeah, we'll be carrying on our season there, and there will be other things coming out live very soon. I don't think we've nailed down dates exactly, but there's 2 projects. We've got the other half of Aether out coming out. And also our Lords of Fortune Dragon Age game coming out soon as well. So yeah, that's me.
Good evening, everyone. I have been and continue to be penitent. I use he and they pronouns, as was said. You can find me on the internet, sort of mostly being a menace on this channel. Occasionally, they let me come here and be sad and angry. Speaking of, as Emily discussed, if you're jonesing for more content from ourselves, watch our first part of the right Let's Play. It was really fun. It was way less sad than this. We have episode 2 coming eventually. Otherwise, you can find me on Blue Sky at Penitent Knight.
Hello, I have been Milo. I have been Highclade. You can find me all over the internet at Mentalicious. Mate, the amount of times I've done this outro, you think I would have at Mentalicious with 2 S's. Wherever you want, Twitter, Tumblr, Blue Sky, what have you. I'm an actor, voice actor, writer, artist, all of those fun things. Follow me to keep up with what I'm doing. It's sometimes TTRPG stuff, sometimes not. I'm taking like a little break from it, but I should have some pre-recorded stuff coming out later in the year anyway. So keep an eye on that.
Amazing. I've been Emily. When I'm not here making all of my players very sad and feeling kind of bad about it, I'm elsewhere on the internet at EmilyBard20. I've got some other shows that I did here on the channel. I'm instead of being the sad person, I am the comedic relief of Blood and Lyrium. Although
I'm
we're
the
kind of
wet
all
cat
the
of a
comedic
man.
relief. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. I swear to God, this story is meant to be one of hope and
I'm
making
crying.
the world a better place. And there are obstacles that, Act 1 is dark. Act 2, it will get there. Okay.
Hope is not always pretty. Hope is clawing yourself out of the dirt.
Sometimes when the problem is capitalism, it's hard and it sucks. And the other side is better, I promise. I swear. This story is going to the happy place. I swear to fucking God. Please trust. Love you guys. We will see you all in the future.
Yeah.
Take care of yourselves out there. Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.